I did not do this because I expected anything. I did it because she was my mother, and there was no one else standing in that hallway. Marcus started visiting more in her last year, which should have comforted me, and instead put a cold feeling in my stomach I couldn't name yet. He'd take her for drives. He'd bring paperwork just to look over. He mentioned, more than once, in a voice dressed up as casual concern, that the house was getting to be too much for one person to manage alone. Maybe it was time to think about what made sense long term. I watched him work on her the way you watch weather roll in from a distance. Slow, and then all at once. What Marcus never understood about our mother was that she'd spent 40 years grading essays for a living. She could smell a thesis a student hadn't earned from 3 sentences in. She knew exactly what he was building toward, long before he finished the sentence. 6 weeks before she died, on a Tuesday, I nearly missed because I'd almost called in sick. She asked me to drive her somewhere and not mention it to my brother. I assumed a doctor's appointment. Instead, she directed me downtown to a law office I'd never heard of, where a woman named Constance Ferris greeted my mother like an old friend, and greeted me like someone she'd been expecting for a while.
You think you just saw the scary part? You didn't even come close. Find the full story on Nightmares Theatre on YouTube. Subscribe. And if you think you can handle it, find out how this really ends.